What's up? This is Trey. This is week 2 for the guys' room, and this week's topic is your coming out story. I don't have much of a coming out story, but um, I'm gonna give you my best. Um, I'm just gonna start from what I feel is the beginning. Prior to knowing anything about being transgender, prior to transitioning, to going through therapy or anything, I lived my life as a lesbian because that was all that I knew. Um, Within that label itself, I didn't choose any label like stud, femme, but most people would have called me a soft stud. I'm I wasn't very, trying to force myself to be a man or make my voice deep. That wasn't me. Um, I was just me, and I would have to say I was a freshman in high school when my mom found out I had a girlfriend, and they will always ask me like, "Are you gay?" And I will always say no. And honestly, that's how I felt. I didn't feel like in their eyes, loving someone or being with someone of the same sex made me gay. I was just me. Um, but being younger, I always was attracted to women, girls, females, whatever you want to call them. Personally, still to this day, I love older women. I don't know what it is. I guess it's they're more mature. They have a lot more going for themselves. I don't know. But anyway, I was always attracted to women. And even before my family knew that I had a girlfriend at the time, I had girlfriends before that. So pretty much lived my life on the DL of dating. Um, it wasn't till recently, about 2 or 3 years ago, I started to research this transgender thing and ask questions. I actually met someone who was trans, and he asked me the same thing. He was like, you know, "Are you a lesbian? Are you gay?" And I was like, "No, I'm just me. I have a girlfriend, but I'm just me." Um, anyway, I lost contact with him after I moved back from Virginia. And within these last 2 years, um, I've been dating one person. And with her, I'm not going to say experimented, we experienced a lot of different things between downfalls, being upset with each other, and, a lot of communication and that kind of thing. But long story short, um, during sex, I felt kind of out of it. And for a long time, even before her, I guess you can say I was pretty much like a touch me not. I didn't want to be touched. I rather, please my lover or whatever. Definitely not like that no more because I gotta be touched. But um, just being on the sexual side of things, I wanted to experience and feel her in ways that I couldn't or I wasn't able to, and I just felt like out of the norm. Like I hate having breasts. I hate getting a period, even though I don't get it anymore. But those were the kind of things that made me just personally, I guess, hate being myself or hate being in this body, basically. And for the most time, I hated looking in the mirror. I hated everything that reminded me of, being a female. And for a long time, I would put myself down or be depressed, and she really couldn't understand it until, I started telling her, like, I really want to feel you. Like, during sex, I'm not ashamed to say it. Like, I felt like I was given the wrong body parts. I should have had a penis years ago. And when I said I wanted to feel her, that's what I meant. I wanted to feel her sexually. And I wasn't able to. And at first she thought I was a fucking weirdo. All she kept saying was, okay, okay, babe, you're feeling me now because you're strapping. I'm like, no, I want to feel you. But for a long time, she couldn't get it. Until, I was on my research mode, like, did you know that blah, 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 blah? Or do you know that how I'm feeling? People call it being transgender or whatever. And I guess she kind of did her own research on the side. I don't know. But eventually, long story short, shit came down in time, and I was like, I'm going to therapy tomorrow. And I had never talked about it with her. How would you feel, or that kind of thing, or what would you do if I did this? I just hit her with I'm going to therapy tomorrow. And I don't know, ever since then, she's been the main one supporting me. That's about it. As far as my family, I told each one of them individually. I sat down with them like, hey, this is what's been going on for the last couple of years. This is what I'm going through. This is what I'm going to do. And I would like for you to be there and support me. But I understand if, you're feeling some type of way, or if you're not ready to handle all that at once. I've been going through a lot, and I would appreciate it if you didn't say anything negative right now, because that would bring me down more than you know. And all of them respected that. And, they pretty much didn't have any discouraging thing to say or, try to persuade me. I'll probably say the people that are affected the most would have to be my aunt, my grandmother, and my mom. And my aunt being so is, well, my aunt, she doesn't have any children of her own, so my brother and I were pretty much her kids our whole lives. She spoiled us, did whatever. She still, will do the same thing. And her thing, she felt like, she's losing, the person that she was so close with. And hopefully over time she'll realize that she's not losing that person, My grandmother, at first, she hated it. And for a while, she would remind me, you're not a boy, or you're a girl, you're always going to be a girl, and that kind of thing. But ever since, about 2-3 months ago, she's warmed up a lot better. She's doing research, she's watching transgender documentaries that come on TV, She even records it when I'm not around, so when I come around, I can watch it with her. She just wants everybody to see that there's nothing wrong with me. And I'm so blessed to have her in my life. She supports me in all aspects of my life. And I really appreciate that. You know. I just couldn't ask for anything more, My grandmother, she's one of those people that's so lovable. She'll meet you one time, and the next time you're supposed to come around and you don't, she'll be looking for you, asking for you. She's just very free-hearted, and she's just a blessing to my world, to this world. That's how I feel. As far as my mom, she didn't have anything negative to say at the time. She still hasn't said anything negative, really. I never told her that I started the shots, although I am on self-injection. I do it myself, but that's none of her business. She has noticed that my voice is changing, and recently, like last week recently, she did ask me, like, are you taking hormone pills? And I told her no. And I guess she thought I was lying because I'm not taking pills. I'm doing the shot. But she didn't say anything else about it. Like yesterday, she was around me and it was perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So I don't know what's going on in her head, but she hasn't said anything out of place or negative. So at this point, my story is out. I'm content. I'm happy. You know, I'm doing what I have to do to get myself where I need to be. That's my story. Sorry if I bored you. If not, I would love for you guys to share your story and response or whatever. And I look forward to hearing the other guy's story. And I'm your Tuesday guy, Trey. Please subscribe to our channel. And you can find me in the subscribers if you would like to subscribe to my personal channel. And I'll see you guys next week. I believe the topic is binding STPs and Packers. And I'm out.